Hello everyone, it is Verkison. Today I am coming to you in anime form. We're actually doing a pick a card reading live on twitch.tv/Verkison, but I'm going to be posting this on YouTube as well. It's a timeless reading. It is the topic, what's coming in for August, okay? So I know I said timeless reading, so if you see this in the future and it's August or hasn't come to August yet, that's also going to apply. But right now we're doing for August, okay? In the summertime. So we have right in front of us 3 piles. We have Snowflake Obsidian. I don't know what the second one is. It's some sort of green stone. Looks a little bit like a jade. Okay, and the third one is Selenite. So take your time to choose and we will begin shortly. Alright, let's get to channeling. Pile number 1. So right off the bat, I'm curious to look at what smoky quartz entails, but I can clearly see we have trust, wedding, spark of divine. Every relationship I establish is eternal. I'm literally having the song 1,000 Years. I think it's called 1,000 Years. It was also played in the Twilight movie. It's an ultra cheesy song. Okay. I hear da 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 da. That's like, who walking down the aisle? Who walking down the aisle? I'm getting lit from this reading. Okay. So it's a natural volcanic glass containing a mineral called chrysobolite in the form of white snowflake crystal patterns. Okay, so this represents the base chakra and it represents Virgo zodiac and it vibrates in the number 8. Okay, so the properties it has. Snowflake represents uniqueness and individuality. Snow from a distance appears to be a large white blanket, but on closer observation you will see each flake has its own divine beauty. Just like snowflake, you're also one of a kind. Our souls are like snowflakes, all different and beautiful in our own way. Something extraordinary about a snowflake is the way it descends from the sky. Unlike rain, snowflakes are falling from the beautiful realm of heaven with grace and flow. They are quietly melting into water, ready for a new beginning. The spiritual meaning of snowflake obsidian is that its gentle energy is akin to the light and airy energy of a snowflake. It is helping you see the light within the darkness and brings balance to the body and mind. So the first word that comes to my mind when I hear that is hope. Okay, hope. I'm gonna listen to that song now while I channel 1,000 Years by Christina Perry. Okay, that is a channeled song, so I'm gonna listen to that. King of Pentacles, the Hierophant, and 5 of Swords. Okay, so for the month of August, something is going to culminate and come together, either whether through a social gathering or a networking of some form. Okay, pile number 1. The Hierophant is about learning, higher learning, spirituality, and sometimes simply just leveling up in our life. So this could be something like schooling, a career, training, or if you're on the spiritual path, it could be ascending in a new, deeper level of awakening for your journey. And so what this means is, in the 3D realm, how this is manifesting is that whether what it is that you're learning, education-wise, spirituality-wise, you're grounding this into the 3D realm with friends around you or networking or new connections. This coming together is actually going to bring you together with a possible romantic partner, because we have trust here. The situation is calling for you to have faith and wedding, okay? Wedding, it says, marriage is a union of 2 souls joined in love, mutual respect and commitment. It signifies a desire to deepen love over time. Your wedding day is a testament to your well-founded faith in love's power. Continually breathe life into that faith and love, dearest one. So your person may enter your life this August based off of your current path that you're taking. So if you're pursuing a new skill, You're ascending to the next level of your spiritual journey by learning. Maybe you're learning about manifestation. Maybe you're learning about magical rituals. Maybe you're learning about Reiki healing. Whatever the path may be, the people you're going to be involved with that are going to be connecting you with this education that may lead to you making new friends will lead you to that partner. Now we have 5 of Swords here. Okay, what does that mean? There's going to be some people that are going to be opposing and against you uniting with this possible person, because jealousy or their limitations in their ability to perceive that they can have happiness and love within themselves is preventing them from being able to be happy for you. Okay, but this is just something on the side. They're not necessarily going to go sabotage you, but they're not the happiest. They're going to be pretty salty about seeing this coming together. Like, I think there's if you have spiritual friends, they can see how things are falling into place because they're woke enough to sense the energies, right? They can see how things are falling into place and how so and so there's a certain spark, spark of divine. So spark of divine, I reignite the divine spark within me and recognize I am part of all creation. They can see this coming together of 2 people, and they might try to come in between you guys a little bit and cock block a little bit and might be slow things down. But this is fated because we have trust, wedding, divine, okay, being part of all of creation, and realizing every relationship you establish is eternal. So what's happening in August is going to be the catalyst of beginning of you ascending to the next level of your life, learning something new, and as you're on the path of your life purpose and your calling of what you need to do to ascend to the next level, whether or not be promotion, getting a new skill for your school, for your credits for school, or to learn a new ability within your spiritual journey, you're going to be stepping into a path where you're crossing paths with someone who could very likely be a life partner, hence wedding. So I'm going to flip over the card. It is our desire that you come to remember that every relationship is eternal, and that once it has been established, it is a part of your vibrational makeup forevermore, and that in your powerful now, where all that you have become converges with all that you are now becoming. That's powerful. You hold the power to create. And so your observation of a situation, wanted or unwanted, no matter how remote you believe yourself to be, makes you a co-creative partner in the experience. So I also feel like there's a warning here, like a lesson here for you. I'm going to play this song again. There's a lesson here for pile number 1. And that lesson is, yes, this is happening in divine timing. Your spirit guides, universe, and your life calling is bringing you along the path of meeting this one person. But you also have the power to influence whether or not it goes the way you want it to, or you don't want it to. You always have the power to say no. So in this case, the ultimate lesson here is when naysayers, aka 5 Swords, people come in between and may question your connection, maybe try to insert insecurities or doubt the possibility of this connection, or maybe under their jealousy, they're trying to discourage you from believing that this sort of love exists, and maybe make you believe that the connection between you and this person, if you have met them or have not met them, is not real. Okay, it's up to you, pile number 1, ultimately, if you decide to give your power away in believing in their truth more than you believe in the truth and the experience that you're experiencing, that you're going through, because they see the divine spark, they see the culmination of things converging in together for you. But that doesn't mean you don't see it too. You feel it just as much as they do. If not, you're the one in direct experience, direct correlation to this interaction that's going on and to the unfolding of all the circumstances, right? So do you choose to take their word for it, or do you believe in yourself and you trust that things are falling into place based off the synchronicities and the evidence and the experiences and the engagements and interactions and the words that has been shared between you and that special someone? And this test is a form of ultimate, it's almost like the last lesson you needed to learn, I hear, before you ascend to finding a stable connection and cultivating more stable trust and connections in your life. Because if you still have this door open to energy leaking of believing other people's opinion over your own, even though in your heart you feel that it's true, then that lesson will always constantly repeat itself moving forward. Even when you have this connection established, it's going to be part of the the type of energy that's going to possibly hinder or add to the, to making the relationship not as smooth, or your future relationships not as smooth. So I'm going to reignite the divine spark within me, and I recognize I am part of all creation, okay? There might be even times where you believe in a certain connection that's happening for you, but other people may not be happy or approve that because it doesn't fall into the line of what they believe is what they want for you, aka parental guardians, best friends. Maybe they wanted you to marry someone who's a lawyer, or maybe they were hoping that you would marry someone who was more of an quote-unquote average Joe. And I'm not saying that like average Joes are bad. I'm just saying that maybe they're expecting for more less magic in your life, because that's what their limited abilities to perceive what you can have in your life is like, it's threatening that, and they're kind of trying to fit you into the box of their reality so they don't feel threatened. Because when we awaken to our full potential and we are able to manifest and experience the things that we aspire for in this lifetime, it threatens other people's realities whose realities are much smaller than ours, okay? So that's something to keep in mind. So number 27, 7 plus 2 is 9. 9 is the ending before a new beginning. Yes, because 10 is the ultimate ending. 9 is the finality. You're at the stages. And I remember reading something and it said, oh yeah, the snowflake obsidian talked about it being the energy vibration of 8. Okay, and now we're at 9. So it's 8, 9, and then what do you get? 10, right? When you know how to count. So when you get to 10, that's the finality of a new beginning, before the new beginning. It's like the full moon before the new moon. The oracle readings, this is going to tie it up, okay? Because we're hitting the 10-minute mark for pile number 1. All life forms contain within the divine spark of the universe, the source. Do you hear that? All life forms contain within them the divine spark of the universe, the source, an energetic life force connecting all things together from where all of life evolved. Okay, this card is asking you to connect to that divine spark. Acknowledge that you are part of the whole. By living disconnected and separate from other people and nature, your own life is no longer supported by the universal energies. I hear the words, you need to flow. Okay, let things flow. Trust, be open. Trust. Oh, it says right here, trust. Okay. You need to understand that everything you do, say, and think affects everyone and everything around you, okay? Realize your power. Step into your power and know that you have importance and you have value, and you do make an impact when you decide something and when you don't decide something. You do affect those around you, good or bad. You have that much power. Take responsibility, okay? Take responsibility for all you do in this life, for it affects all future generations. Irrespective of your situation, you still have choices. Make choices that contribute positively to all life on this planet. Don't wait for others to lead the way. Always remember that what you do to others, you do to yourself. Take charge of your own life. Become a responsible, caring human being, and your own divine spark will strengthen your connection to the supportive energies within the universe. As you awaken this connection, all aspects of your life will begin to flow more smoothly and easily. Yes. Okay, so that is the reading for pile number 1 for what's coming in for you in August. I am very excited, and if this happens, please do let me know. Okay, if you guys are over on YouTube, please leave a comment down below. Please give a like, subscribe if you like my vibe, and I hope that this message pertained to you somehow. And I'm excited for what's coming for you in August. All right, so let's move on to pile number 2. Hello pile number 2, welcome. This is your pile, and we're currently looking up the type of crystal that was in your pile selection, which is a moss agate. Okay, so the spiritual meaning for moss agate is, so it's the heart chakra, represents the heart chakra, also represents Virgo, very nurturing. It represents the moon, the element, planet moon, element earth, vibration number 1. Okay. So let's see. Okay, so moss agate is the stone of wealth, attracting abundance in all forms. In the workplace, it draws new business and gradual expansion, increasing prosperity over time. It is good for small businesses and the self-employed, and a fortifying crystal for financial institutions. Keep one near when working on tax returns, spreadsheets, or figures that will not add up, and one with bank papers to encourage savings. That's pretty cool. Also aids in midwives in their work, reducing pain and assisting in delivery. And it is a stone of new beginnings. Yes, vibration number 1. That makes sense. It's also beneficial as a body strengthener in times of stress. Its steady energies aids those who feel unstable or ungrounded. So it is a good stone for after illness, okay, and recovery from addictions. It enhances mental concentration, persistence, and endurance, making it useful as an aid in physical exercise programs, therapies, or bodybuilding. Here we have pile number 2, 6 of Cups, Knight of Swords, and the Emperor. I feel like someone from your past or someone that you have grown up with, like whether or not it be childhood or a classmate, someone from your past who you've had relation with is going to be reaching out to you and connecting to you soon, because Knight of Swords is a card of communication, and they're going to be coming to you with some sort of, I hear the words confession, but it's more like they're trying to come back to clear out some miscommunication or give to you an answer you've been looking for, whatever that may be. Whether it be romantic, it could be. Let's look at the other cards. Change in direction, okay? The changes you're experiencing are divinely directed by your newborn willingness to open your heart to love and our guidance. You are protected now and in the future, so follow your path to the happy outcome you deserve. We have the Healer. We have very soon. Clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now. And feeling negative emotions means I'm launching requests. Okay, so I sense the word forgiveness. I feel like there is somebody who's coming back that is trying to right wrongs with you. I don't feel like so much for pile number 2 that it's not so much of a romantic gesture, although maybe they may have had feelings for you, but I don't feel anything that's really been established. Like, it's not like you guys broke up and then got back together and they're trying to come back to you. Not that kind of energy. It's like they might have had feelings for you that were hidden and you don't know about, and they might confess it to you now, but you guys had a fallout with your friendship connection over some sort of argument, and they were very prideful and stubborn about it, and they held on to their ego instead of communicating and reconciling and making things work between you two, and you guys part off ways. I feel like it could have been like, for some of you guys it might have been months that you haven't spoken to this person, and some of you guys it's been like years. It's been like since grade 6 or something, like since, I don't know, some of you guys who are older, maybe since like beginning of college, and they finally reconnected with you. Like, I hear LinkedIn, so some of you guys might be trying to friend request and messaging you through LinkedIn. Some of them try and be reconnecting you through like work networking kind of social media platforms. Maybe they see you posting your stuff and they're reaching out to you. They want to befriend you again, and they're trying to right their wrongs. Okay, let's see what there is. The Healer. I am loving and compassionate and able to bring healing to others. Okay, so some of you guys might have a public platform like I do, and they have been watching your content. Okay, so I do feel there's half of you guys here that are watching pile number 2 are spiritual healers, or you guys definitely talk about like mindfulness and mental health. And this person who fell out of, relationship with you has been watching your content lately, and it has been helping them. So I think it was kind of like a energetic, passive channeled message through you and your spirit guides to them in a I told you so kind of energy, because they clearly see that you have changed and you have healed and you have overcome a lot of the tendencies that maybe you have kept energetic wise moving forward as a form of like a pattern in how you handle relationships or how you handle conflict. And they see that you have healed and you have moved on, and now you're here to shed that wisdom and spread that light. And from them observing you and being so intrigued and curious about how you've changed and listening to your words of wisdom and the type of experiences you want to share, whether it be story or just what you sort of advocate for, they can't help but feel changed from it too. And through observing you from afar for a while now, they ended up healing as a consequence from listening to your wisdom, and they're coming to you now and basically saying, I realized I was wrong. Like, I shouldn't have handled it that way, and I know we weren't perfect. It takes two to tango, but they want to fix things with you moving forward. For some of you, I hear it's a best friend. The changes you're experiencing are divinely directed by your newborn willingness to open your heart and love to our guidance. You're protected now and in the future, so follow your path to the happy outcome you deserve. Okay. Feeling negative emotions means I am launching requests. Okay, I'm going to read the back of that card. As more people observe hardship and strike a tense, resistant pose, and therefore disallow their own well-being, others use them as their reason to do the same. Okay, I sense pettiness was happening here. You guys, pile number 2, you guys had a fallout and it was over pettiness, and you guys failed to reconcile your differences and nobody would budge. And in a very short time, a very negative pattern of resistance can sweep through your population. The good news in this scenario is that in every moment that every person is feeling negative emotion about the economic state, the vibrational requests for more abundance are launched, and those requests are heard and those requests are heard clearly and responded to immediately by source. Okay, so judging by the amount of pettiness that went on with pile number 2 in terms of how you both were like tit for tat, you guys were getting even, making sure you got the last word in, it really created a strong desire to have better friends and to have better support system and people who were more honest to you and the other person. You both wanted that. For some of you guys, it's a group of people that fell off and had a fight over something, but you guys have done your healing on your own time, okay? And then in the month of August, these people who have left your life are entering back and they're trying to right the wrongs and say, hey, how have you been? I miss you. And I just want to let you know that I'm sorry for XYZ that happened in the past. So if it's okay with you, I would like to move forward and, let's hang out together again. I miss us playing D&D. I miss us going to the arcade. I miss us doing, like playing video games together. I miss us going to the mall. I miss us traveling together. We did so many cool like vlogs and videos. Some of you guys were like people that were friends that created content together and that fell through because of pride and wanting to, maybe prioritize opportunities more than friendship. Sometimes that's a hard bet, right? But it's easy to get blinded by opportunities in life and forgetting what matters the most, which is your connection and your foundation. Because opportunities, you can always cultivate them as long as you work hard, but connections, once you break them, is really hard to rebuild over again, right? That's something that we don't think about. And the saying is coming to mind from the Minimalist show, I believe. It's use things, not people, right? But often in our society, it teaches that we have to use people. Oh yes, love people and use things, not the other way around. Don't love things and use people. In our society, it's often encouraged that we do that. We prioritize our money over our connections, and there's this like egoistic approach when it comes to leveling up. There's an egoistic approach when it comes to who's right, and I feel like sometimes we can forget our priorities and allow the external world and the media we consume to influence us on what we should hold close to our heart. That's what I'm hearing. Okay, so pile number 2 for the month of August, I think there has been a lot of uncoming undone. There's been tower moments for everyone involved. And the star card, this healing coming in, okay? Healing, which makes sense because moss agate, haha, yeah, and abundance. So yes, career was involved, maybe career networking, and now you guys realize after a while, without being with one another, even though you can accumulate the money and you can create that prosperity and that abundance and that success, without these unique connections, it's hard to have someone to celebrate with. It's hard to experience the joy without having the dynamic of these energies and interactions to celebrate and to experience it with, right? So tribe before you should place your tribe before materialistic things. That's the lesson here for August, pile number 2. I hope you enjoyed that reading, and I hope it resonated with you. And if it did, please feel free to leave me a message. I would love to hear. And for those of you who are watching from YouTube, please leave a comment down below. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you like my vibe. And let's go move on to pile number 3. Alright, so those of you who have chosen pile number 3, this is your reading. You have chosen the selenite crystal, so let's go look and see what it represents. The meaning of selenite. The translucent white nature of selenite represents spiritual purity, light, and connections to the angelic realms. It is one of the most sacred crystals throughout history. The name selenite derives from Greek goddess Selene and the goddess of the moon. It's also called the satin spar, Maria glass, or desert rose. Yeah, interesting. But that is only the literal meaning of selenite. There exist important spiritual meanings too. The spiritual meaning of selenite is rejuvenation and divine feminine energy. It symbolizes, well, that makes sense because self-love, right? It symbolizes angelic realms and below us to communicate with angelic beings. It allows us to communicate with angelic beings. Selene's ethereal energy is embedded in the soft and powerful crystal. It is easy to feel the moon goddess energy envelop you as you gaze upon its brilliance and move it around your energetic body and auric field. Selenite is closely associated with the crown chakra. Indeed, Selene, the moon goddess, loves to wear a crown of the crescent moon itself on her head. By connecting selenite to the work we do around our crown chakra, we can wash away impurities of the mind, including negative thoughts, negative memories, mental blockages, and even help against insomnia. By becoming aware of the energy of selenite, we can begin to feel our worries and thoughts fade away. We begin to grow calmer and more tranquil. Oh, I know what song is coming to my head. Self-love, self-care. Let me find the song. I'll also link it down in the description box for those of you who are watching on YouTube. Like the moon shining above us at night, selenite provides pure white light when we are facing any of life's darkness. Also, selenite represents spiritual rejuvenation. Did you know the moon is recharged every day by the light of the sun? No, I didn't know that. Wow. Indeed, just like the moon, selenite works by channeling energy and distributing it to those in need. Instead of sunlight, however, you can use moonlight to charge a selenite. Sunlight often overpowers this soft, fragile stone when we want to recharge this crystal's spiritual power. Okay, so divine energy, self-replenishment. Okay, it's all about the self, stepping into our softer energy, serenity, peace, tranquility. Okay, self-love, self-care. The song is by the artist Savannah Christina, okay? You got the Empress, the Magician, and 7 of Pentacles. I do hear cultivation. It's you reap what you sow kind of month, okay? The Empress is about nurturing, right? You're very giving as an individual. English. You are very giving as an individual, pile number 3, and I think for the first time this August, if it's not been the first time, this is going to be the very first time you're very consistent when it comes to pouring back into your own cup. You're going to be giving that love and that nurturing and that protection that you always provide to other people, that tender loving care and that attentiveness is what I'm hearing. That attentiveness, you're turning inwards on yourself. You see this picture here, there's a boy who was wounded, right? And then the mother is taking care of the child. And you do that very much for the tribe you're surrounded with, the people that you consider your community. But now it's the time to actually tend back to yourself. As a magician, you are going to find a way. If you find it really hard to be able to tend to yourself while tending to others, because a lot of people might rely really heavily on you as a support system, you're the magician. You're going to be able to design and I hear reconstruct a new lifestyle where you're able to find balance in pouring back into your own cup and at the same time providing support to people in a way where they don't feel like you're pulling away. So I hear an example of some of you guys who are, you have your own tribe, you have people that follow you with your wisdom sharing and your support, or whatever it is being that you have people following you. I do hear that you could start setting up like an ecosystem that can sustain itself. So for example, if people tend to turn to you a lot to pour into you with their worries and their fears, perhaps what you can start doing as an example is holding a space holding session once a month, where those who want to vent or to have a support system can enter this circle that you hold for maybe like an hour or 2 hours, and everyone takes turn sharing what's been on their mind and providing support, or just simply holding space and listening. In this case, you're delegating your burdens. You are spreading your burdens and your responsibilities and your ability to provide and support and nurture those around you, and elevating it. You're providing more insight and more people to help you help one another. And of course, this will also bring a deeper sense of community as well, right? Point number 3. So this way, those who are wanting to look, we don't often know, maybe those people talk to us because they trust us, right? But an underlying truth could be they trust us, but they also are yearning for friendships. They're yearning for people they can trust and turn to, and other people they can connect with and can grow and relate with. And so by having something as simple as a support circle once a month will enable the opportunity for these people who have been looking for friendships to find one another. And so you're not just feeling, if you're feeling you're being selfish by providing that space because I'm letting other people help other people now, it's not me. No, what you're doing, you're providing another sense of support. You're providing the opportunity for them to make connections. It's like I'm hearing the message of, when you fish for a person, you can feed them, right? But if you teach a person to fish, you teach them for life. And this is you building a bridge, creating that platform, that space for them to have the opportunity to build connections that could possibly last them a lifetime. One connection can lead to multitudes of connections that would help them unfurl and unravel and grow and develop as an individual, right? Because that's exactly what happened for me. So never underestimate the power of one connection. So when you hold that space and they make a friend, that friend can help them make another friend and another friend and another friend. It's like a spider web of networks that will lead them to higher growth that may be something you cannot possibly do as one person and one individual. And it's not for you to do that. It's not your responsibility. Your responsibility is to step in your light, to see the value of who you are, so you can set an example for those around you to see the importance and the value and the exceptionality of who they are. Right? You are here to set an example. You're not here to mold them step by step like a baby, cradling them, from your teat, feeding them every hour until, they're not a potted plant. They don't need you to water them every day. It shouldn't be like that. They should be a They should be a planted plant in nature. You water when you can. If not, nature provides the rain. If not, someone else is watering. It's a community, right? So it's time to open yourself up for that. So I got really sucked into a lot of the tarot cards here, so I'm going to move myself away from that, and we're going to talk about my every thought is attracting its vibrational essence, okay? So it says, whether you are thinking about wanted things or unwanted things, you are still sending out a request to attract more things like the subject of your thought. And all things that happen to you, all people, things, experiences that come to you, come in response to your vibrational invitation. Noticing how things are turning out for you is one very clear way of understanding which vibrational requests you are emanating, because you are always getting the essence of what you are thinking about, whether you want it or not. So you have to see, it shows a flower too. It's kind of funny, we're talking about plants. There's a lot of plants here actually. You have to start realizing your impact, right? I'm going to use the sun as an example. The sun shines. It does what it does best, right? It shines. And when it shines, the consequence of the sun shining creates life. Does it worry about where its rays are going to hit? Does it worry about, oh my God, like this side of the earth is shining, but the other side is not going to be, it's going to be in darkness? No, the sun just bees. It trusts in itself and it knows its own capability, and it lets the rest of the universe take care of the other aspects that are beyond its control. You yourself have to stand into your own egoic presence, because we are born into one body. We only have this one life within one capability to navigate our choices. We can do the best we can do and leave the rest for others to take care of. The rest for God, for universe, for our spirit guides, for other friends, our communities, to delegate and to cover the parts where we can't, because we're only one person, right? We can't put that much pressure onto ourselves like that. So ocean. The deep blue sea speaks to your soul, healing and soothing you. Even the act of imagining yourself dipping into its healing womb brings about desirable effects. Better yet, spend time physically near the ocean. Allow its power and beauty to wash away all cares and concerns. So yeah, I think I like how they talked about water. So I think you need to hydrate yourself. That's the most obvious one, pound number 3. And if you're already doing that, you probably connect a lot to feminine energy. So moon energy. Water ties with emotions. It ties in with softness, about receiving, creative energy, So I would suggest for you to go visit the beach, go have a bath, go soak your feet in water if you don't have a bathtub, and be more softer and kinder to yourself the way you are to other people in your life. Okay, it's time to turn that love inwards. So third eye chakra, 2 + 4 is 5. No, 6. Oh my god, my math. 2 + 4 is 6. 6, I believe, is 6 of Wands. What else does 6 represent? 6, angel number. Symbol of love and romance. There you go. People whose angel number is 6 don't like to be alone. They love to spend their time with their loved ones. Okay, so maybe it's time for you to allow yourself to depend on other people. You don't have to emotionally purge onto them, but you can lean on them to give you companionship, like body doubling, or give you their presence when you're doing work, just simply being in a voice call with one another, or hang out and reading books together while you're studying is very nurturing for you. You could set this tone by letting people know that you're exhausted right now, but you want to spend time, so you want to keep things lighthearted, but you're more than happy to provide your companionship, and that's a really good way to start shifting the energies for you, pound number 3. So look at this. Love yourself first. Your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive. So if pound number 3, if you have been looking for love, they're asking you to start trusting in your own light. Okay, you gotta shine. You gotta do you, boo. Okay, you gotta allow yourself to trust. Open your third eye chakra. Allow the possibility of the visions of how you want your life to be, because every thought is attracting your vibrational essence, right? What you believe is your truth. So you should start thinking, is your truth serving you right now? And if it's not, how can you uproot that old truth and implant a new seed of the truth that you believe to be true moving forward? And how can you continue cultivating that? And as we talk, there's an ambulance in the background. So I do hear there's a warning here for burnout. Okay, those of you who chose pound number 3, be careful of burnout. Tend to yourself and pace yourself. Slow and steady wins the race. Okay, quality over quantity. We can't do things in excess, because sometimes that might set us back further. Okay, so that is your reading for pound number 3. I certainly hope that it resonated with you and it was giving you some sort of insight or inspired you to see yourself in a whole new way. I appreciate everyone here today that has spent their time with me and given me their energy and let me read for you. And thank you to my spirit guides, universe, and ancestors for this wonderful pick a card session. And this commences and closes the reading. Oh, I forgot to say, if you guys like this reading and you're on my YouTube channel, be sure to give a thumbs up and subscribe if you like my vibe. Until then, I'll see you guys in the next video.